All right, America's premier show, favorite show. The boys are back. Schlong, JBC, Wiley. Thursday night showdown. Brought to you by DraftKings and AutoZone. Get in the zone or get the fuck out. Brendan Clegg is the first in the zone, so he can stay. Chris is second. Get the fuck out. Sorry, that's it. That should be the thing. Who's the first in the zone in the comments? Gets a Wildcat ticket. Bryce is sick.
Not sick, just a
Powering
nasal congestion allergy bullshit. But yes, we're powering through it for a wonderful Thursday night game. I think this is my favorite. This is like my favorite showdown that we've had this year.
Yeah. Because these teams both don't play defense. I love it.
Yeah, it's fun.
First game was what, 80 points?
Yeah. Well, 79. Learn to math.
Oh, B. McNair. Actually, okay. Mark diagnosed him before the show.
Yeah,
I said the exact same thing before the show.
He literally said that, and I told him to fuck off. And next time that Mark is sick, because Mark gets sick way more than me. I haven't been sick in like 15 years, and I wouldn't consider this a sickness. I would just consider it like allergies. But yeah,
I don't have a strong immune system, probably due to being obese.
You're not obese.
I don't think I'm quite there.
You're much better now.
Yeah. Samaj, baby. We got a call tonight.
I will say this. I won $30,000 off of Samaj P. Ryan on Thursday after saying I wasn't going to play him.
What game was that?
Was that on FanDuel?
Yeah, it's on FanDuel.
Well, it's like these like second string running backs always seem more viable on FanDuel just because like they're cheap and like just the scoring system and stuff.
Yeah. It was only like it was in the main contest and it was like first was a solo winner and second was only a 2-chop. I needed it was like some really not hard to get thing at the end of the game in order to like win like 70, 80K, but it just didn't happen. So only 130.
There's some takes going on I like already. Bernie Kosar, 335-1.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to not be on him today.
Well, let's start there. Let's start with the scores. We'll go clockwise, starting with me. I'm thinking I worry about a couple of things with the Bengals. Is Orlando Brown going to play? Eric All is not playing, and he was valuable in so many facets of the game. So Drew Sample's going to take that blocking role, and Eric All was.
Bryce.
Huh?
Sorry, I was just dunking on Bryce. Tottenham gave up another goal. Go ahead.
Who do we want, Tottenham or?
We want Galatasaray.
Yeah, I'm just a Tottenham fan. We bet Galatasaray.
But I think the Bengals can put up at least 3 touchdowns, and I think they squeak it out 30-27 minimum.
Wait, you said the Bengals win?
Yeah. It's sick.
I think you're stoned.
Let me tell you something.
Ravens are winning this game.
Huh?
Ravens are winning this game.
I will say I was wrong on Monday because I predicted 31-24 and it was only 30-24. So I was 1 point off. Sorry.
Paul's packing plant lost 9-2 against Chad's chocolate covered cat carrier company men's league volleyball, by the way. Who'd you have?
Funny. This is hilarious. Tim Biakabatuka is my favorite player of all time.
Yep.
I was obsessed with him when I was like 7.
Well, he's fat. And he lost the game. But congrats to Paul's pair.
I have a Tim Biakabatuka jersey in my closet.
Devin Scott raises a good point that Cincinnati sucks, but we're going to ignore that stat tonight, and things are different. Mitch Snyder, we're deleting this comment.
Did you see the Ravens uniforms for tonight? Because they are
no.
Are they white?
They're bad.
Purple, and this helmet they've got is insane. Like this. It's the first time they've ever worn this. It's incredible. I won't ruin it for you.
What's your score, Mark? Go clockwise.
37-24 Baltimore.
Wow. Bryce?
34-24 Baltimore.
Yeah. I'm digging myself this grave with the Bengals, but one more week with them.
Well, the good thing about this game is like you could see a bunch of Bengals be on the Opti team, even if they lose.
Absolutely.
Because the Ravens can get to where their offense is pretty narrow, like a funnel for certain players.
Zay Flowers, D. Henry.
Especially with Likely out.
Yeah, or just Lamar and Derrick Henry.
So we were talking touchdown scores in Discord parlay, and I said I would imagine Henry gets one. I'd imagine Andrews gets one because Bengals have never done well against a tight end. And for the Bengals side, early take here is Jermaine Burton. Now, hear me out on Jermaine Burton.
You think he won at the casino when he was playing the slots?
Hear me out on Jermaine Burton. Yes, he's late for a meeting. Yes, he was probably in the casino in his pajamas the night before because he was wearing the same outfit when he went to the stadium in. But the Sunday game against the Raiders, he was the design play. He was the key receiver in all the plays Burrow wanted to run. He's mentored by Burrow. Burrow likes him. He's gotten better over the last 3 weeks, and he was the guy for the Raiders. And he showed up late. And that's why Burrow was so pissed at him on the bench. Like, how the fuck could you do this? And Burrow never gets mad, ever. And he was mad. And so who did it go to? Gesicki, right? I don't think that those chopsticks.
Maybe.
I don't think Burrow. I don't think they punished him twice in a row. The same thing happened to Chase in his rookie season, late for a meeting, and then he put up 201 yards on the Ravens. I think Burton.
Are you trying to say Jermaine Burton is as good as Chase?
No, I'm just saying he's hyper value. I think on this slate at 2K, I think he gets a touchdown.
There's just so many good plays down there. Mark Andrews is way too cheap.
100%.
Kolar at 600.
100%
is a near lock. Tanner Hudson is only 1,600. I like Tanner Hudson better than Burton personally.
So hear me out on this take. And I do love these Baltimore tight ends, obviously. I think it's hard not to. I don't think Baltimore is the team that'll run 3 receivers, even with like Deontay, Flowers, and Bateman. So, yeah, take that with a grain of salt. But like they could do that and run those 3 guys and Andrews more than the 2 tight end sets that they have been running for fucking decades.
That's what worries me about Baltimore is we've seen Aguilar score. We've seen Rashad Bateman have big games. He had a big game against the Bengals this year. I think he had 18 points. Zay Flowers is a monster. Even with a low number of targets, he seems to always get 100 yards. That's the most confusing piece is the wide receiver part for Baltimore. Tight end seems, likely one of those 2 or both.
Zay Flowers is not a good play on this slate because he's so expensive.
Price.
They're pricing him after the game last week, but with Deontay Johnson out there, along with Bateman, Aguilar, 9,600 is too much for Zay Flowers.
And the thing is, you don't get the cheap players. Like pricing is much tighter on this slate than it has been on previous slates. Like quarterbacks, like Lamar's 11-4, Burrow's 10-4, like Henry's 11-2, Chase is 10-8. Like the studs are expensive, and we've been seeing studs like below, like 10K and below for a lot of these slates.
Yes, and you probably need
here's a
most
take
of
for
them.
you, Wiley.
What's that?
Here's a take for you. I just pulled up.
Sure, let me see it. Yeah, that's and I think he felt really badly, and I think they're going to try round 2 of this to get him the ball a lot. But even a 445 and no touchdown at a 9-point game for him.
I don't know though. You might need it. You might need more than that with how many, with Herbert and Yoshivas,
and Andrew Smash Night,
Hudson, Andrews, Charlie Kolar. I don't know that 9 points is enough even for the cheapest player on the winning lineup.
I think it will be if you see the expensive guys smash. But if it's like mid-tier guys smashing, like say, I don't know, like Deontay Johnson has a nut game Like Mark Andrews has nut games. Like you could see it be more of a balanced build there.
That's why you talked about Zay Flowers in that 9,600 range. Like the one thing, Baltimore's the number one run defense in the NFL. The Bengals.
That's just because other teams pass the fuck out of the ball on them, not because they're good at it.
Well, they're also missing, I think, their starting defensive tackle. But Bengals sometimes struggle with the run. They've got Herbert, who's new, coming in. That helps Brown. I don't think Travion Williams played one snap, or he didn't have one possession last week. But $9,000 for Chase Brown, slate like this, he seems like a lot to me.
I mean, he's my highest utility outside of Lamar Jackson.
What's your projection?
18.
Okay, so he gets a touchdown.
I think it's highly likely.
Who is that for?
Chase Brown.
Yeah, I really like Chase Brown on this slate.
You know, the question is, how much is Herbert going to take? You know, they are acting like Herbert's like really ingrained already.
I'm not thinking a lot simply because I know they trust Chase Brown in pass protection, and like that's a huge deal on the slate, especially if we think Bengals.
If Herbert's out there, they're handing it to him.
Yes, but like I'm expecting the Bengals to trail, so like I want the Chase Brown type of like pass protection.
Mark.
Man, let me run through it.
Who's the guy? Who was the Monday night killing guy?
Oh, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He didn't play.
Because he
has anybody killed anyone on this slate?
Is Ray Lewis still here?
I mean, the Ravens do have.
He'll probably be in the crowd.
I believe that would mean the Ravens' defense special teams
are gonna
has a murderous history. Has a murderous history.
Yes, it sticks with the defense.
It's definitely it's the play for the murder play of the week is the Ravens defense.
Is that sorry? I forget our conversation last week. Is that a positive thing or a negative thing?
We went back and forth.
It's very technical.
I'm just not sure. That was a close game, by the way. It played out exactly like I thought. The Bucs scored at will. Wiley was wrong as always.
I believe Samaje Perine scored, and you made money.
Okay, Samaje Perine. I don't think did he score or did he just get a lot of dumps? I think he got a lot of dumps. He was out there a lot though.
Who scored the touchdowns on Monday? Let's go through this. Perine.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did Perine score, Bryce?
Yes. Hopkins, Perine.
Twice.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is what you said.
And you faded Hopkins and captain, and I said don't fade him.
You were right.
2-0.
I still
you were right on that.
I still won on FanDuel. No, that's why. It was I needed Mahomes to beat Hopkins at captain.
And you would have won a ton. I think
it was just Mahomes outscoring Hopkins.
I thought there was a backwards pass like that they credited as a run that could have been credited as a pass for Mahomes.
Yeah.
So I was like hoping that you would get stat corrected for like the positive yards on that pass.
Yeah. Yeah, there was something like that. But yeah.
1 second. The echo's back.
No, Ryan Miller scored. So Ryan Miller scored for Tampa. Did Rashad White scored, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Rashad White scored the first touchdown.
Dude, I play so much NFL. All these showdown slates just blend together, kind of, by the end of the season.
Yeah, so Rashad White, Ryan Miller, Kate Otten, and then Perine and 2 for Hopkins. That was it.
Yes.
No, there was one more for the Chiefs. Hunt scored the winning touchdown.
Yes, he did. Dude, I can't even remember that game.
Hunt scored
that
the
was
winning
in overtime.
There you go. Nailed them all.
Well, my teams were so dead.
My
My teams were so dead that I like barely fucking watch.
Yeah, some of us were not dead.
Good for you. You deserve it, Mark.
All right. Echo was back, but now it's gone. All right. Value plays, I think we're aligned on them.
The Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious. Kolar, Andrews, Hudson to me.
Hudson and Trenton Irwin.
I think you could toss in these Bengals guys as well. I mean, I don't like them as much, but Burton, Yoshi Voss, and
Sample, Herbert. They're all.
What do you think of Trenton Irwin?
Yeah, Trenton Irwin is. I have double-digit Trenton Irwin.
Okay.
What do you project him at?
2.
Yeah.
So he's like Kolar is a better play, but it's not that much better.
I have Kolar at 3.
Right. Trent Irwin at 2 and Kolar at 3. And I think those Kolar teams will be more owned, even the ones that leave salary.
So I think the most important thing about these cheap guys being good is to, once again, like I say every show, only play expensive captains.
Yes.
You know, because it's like so easy to fit the studs with them.
Like I might just play Lamar and Jamar Chase. And just leave Henry out.
I don't mind that. I mean,
no Burrow?
No shot on Burrow.
You don't think Burrow scores Lamar?
I think you can.
If he does, Chase outscores a Burrow.
I think you can leave Henry in. Lamar's been rushing, like, he only ran 3 times last week. Like, I think his knee is kind of banged up.
So I think that's because he had diarrhea.
No, I think his knee's actually hurt. He hasn't been practicing.
The other
because he has diarrhea.
Who's this?
Lamar. Lamar doesn't practice like half the time because he has like a stomach condition.
Is that when he went off the field that one time?
Yeah.
Is this?
No, yes, no, it's real. You'll always see he has like a gastro issue and he'll like miss practice.
This is okay. Well, we were late because of the same issues here, right?
Correct. No, the reason I notice it about Lamar is because I deal with it myself, so I see the patterns in his behavior.
Chronic pattern behavior. What are the patterns?
Yeah.
What are the patterns?
Missing practice because you have diarrhea. Like it's never Lamar's never out of practice with an injury. It's always like illness. You know, it's like something, you know, he's shitting himself. So they just give him the iPad and say, go to the toilet.
Now, are you seeing signs?
They say go to they give Lamar the iPad. They say go look at the playbook while you're shitting.
Are you seeing signs with Bryce?
Yes, Bryce is
chronic.
Although Bryce is something's going on that's not shitting himself. I think his is more of a sinus issue.
I think it's a good point about Burrow, unless someone like Burton gets 2.
Yeah, it would take a drag.
Or
Gesicki have to
Gesicki.
throw 4 or 5 touchdowns, and they would all have to be to different people.
You see, the Bengals just don't have a ton of receivers. I mean, they don't go to Yoshavash as much. They rarely go to Irwin. The 1.5 points is fine.
Yeah.
And then you got Hudson and Gesicki.
It's too bad they've only got multiple all-pros at receiver. They just don't have a ton.
Chase is like 10 for 150 and 1, right?
Yeah. Without Higgins, the problem for the Bengals is their number 2 and 3 receivers are both white, and that's bad typically for your team if your receivers are white.
Yeah.
And so to have Yoshivas and Trenton Irwin out there, that's just you're at a massive disadvantage just starting off.
My least favorite plays tonight. Who are your top 3 worst plays tonight?
Top 3 worst plays. Worst play, number 1.
Worst owned or priced up play.
The worst play, number 1 worst play on this slate is Mike Gesicki.
33% and 6,600. I think last week was an illusion.
Yeah. So number 1 worst play, Mike Gesicki. Number 2 worst play is Zay Flowers.
Okay.
Number 3 worst play is
Chase Brown.
We're gonna call it a tie. It's the kickers.
It's Chase Brown. Mitch Snyder's locked in. We're always dialed in together. Mitch is right.
No, Chase is a good play.
All right.
He's 9K. I think he's gonna get stuffed.
Sorry for stepping away. I needed to blow my nose. That was.
Did you just say sorry?
Absurd.
Sorry.
Dude, I'm so nasally. I hate
sorry.
this.
No, you sound Canadian, right. Like Chase Brown.
My worst play on the slate is Khalil Herbert. We have him projected for 12% ownership. That seems absolutely insane to me. There are so many of these other cheap plays that
I got him more than that right now.
Yeah, I see this being a Chase Brown game. I don't see it being a Khalil Herbert game.
I'm not like a huge fan of Henry, but his projection is really high.
Yes. I had him at 19. I'm like, what? 22? I don't know how you get there.
I think the worst play up top is Zay Flowers.
Yeah,
but I'm likely
going
to be playing a lot of Lamar captain, so I don't want to dock him too much.
Can you play a Lamar Derrick Henry?
Yes.
Dude, there are so many cheap plays on this slate.
Lineup in the main slate last week was Lamar Derrick Henry.
Hang on.
So why would you not be able to play him in Showdown?
That was the winning lineup. It wasn't the optimal lineup.
Right. I'm talking about FanDuel. Sorry. FanDuel, the winning lineup was Lamar, Derrick Henry, and Flowers.
Because Lamar is a thrower now. He's not a runner.
You can be many things at once.
Optimal week 9. Let's go optimal week 9 classic slate. Daniel Jones naked. Barkley, Achane, JSN, Flowers, Robinson, Gesicki, not this week, and Chase Brown. 2 Bengals in the optimal last week.
And neither of them were Jamar Chase.
Right. Is there a trap here?
I really don't like Gesicki at all.
Yep. Recency bias, 33% owned, projected, 6,600. Way more than Mark Andrews.
33%.
Yep. I know they're missing Eric All, but
they've got Sample and Hudson. Burrow, man, falling off. Now, throwing to Chase and Higgins. Now all he does is throw to a bunch of white dudes.
Yeah.
All right. So one thing I wanted to bring up, and
is this a question or a comment?
No, this is a prop bet.
You don't get questions.
I am laddering Lamar passing yards tonight. He's 375.5 is like the normal. And I laddered 250, 275, 300, and 325. I found them on FanDuel.
325 passing is a floor for Lamar. He about to throw for 500.
Yeah, well, it's plus 750.
500 yards, baby.
I'm not sure the site you found that on, but we'll just not. I don't know.
It was DraftKings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sponsored by DraftKings. DKNG.co.
DraftKings, ride the snake.
We will ride the snake here shortly. I got him with Andrews' touchdown. I believe in Andrews' touchdown. Yes.
How do you feel about Deontay Johnson? That's a good question.
That's the question. Was involved last week. He
still doesn't have the playbook. Is he just dumb?
What do you mean he doesn't have the playbook? They haven't given it to him?
They're saying he doesn't know the playbook well enough to play normal snaps. It's is he dumb?
Well, he was a Panther.
Yeah.
Very true.
Could mean he's dumb. Which, speaking of us signing,
he also played on the Steelers forever. I feel they're pretty smart.
And the Steelers is smart, right?
Yes.
The Panthers signing Hubbard.
Dumb.
Oh.
And we drafted a running back in the second round who's coming back this week. So Hubbard had a solid 3 more days of leverage.
I worry something stupid about this, like Deontay 2 or Aguilar 2. Yes.
Lamar does like to spread the ball around.
Mm-hmm. Lamar Captain's looking a lot better.
Yeah, Lamar Captain is always the way. I sent out the meme earlier, the bell curve meme, where it's like you got the idiot and then you got the smart guy, and they both say Lamar. And then the guy in the middle is like, play Mark Andrews at captain. That's smart. No, it's stupid.
No value for cheap captain tonight?
No.
Never. Because there's such good value. Like, I mean, Lamar is going to drop 30. Chase could drop 30. Henry could drop 30.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow can drop -6.
He's not. I know you hate Burrow. The two best quarterbacks in the league are in this game. Huh? The two best quarterbacks in the league are in this game.
Not say that again.
The two best quarterbacks in the league are in this game.
Who? Lamar and Derrick Henry?
No.
Who's Lamar's backup now? Trace McSorley? No. I'm gonna look this up.
It's a question for Trace McSorley?
Backup. Oh, it's Josh Johnson.
All right. What school did Josh Johnson go to?
How is Josh Johnson still playing football? He's got to be like 50 years old.
What school did Josh Johnson go to?
I have no fucking idea because that was like back when you were in college.
It doesn't matter. You identify a school.
Okay, hold on. Josh Johnson school.
Don't Google it.
SMU.
Alcorn State.
Alcorn State got their fucking ass whipped in basketball last night. Okay, Bryce, where did Josh Johnson go to school?
Bryce is going to come up with the right answer. It's not fair.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
Name a school.
NC State.
I really don't know.
All right, where'd he go?
Bryce used to live there.
What, San Diego?
Yeah.
He went to San Diego State?
No, he went to San Diego.
Oh, he went to like 1AA San Diego.
I should have known that. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Only 11 players drafted since then.
They fucked us in basketball last night. That was one of my biggest bets. And final minute, they missed 4 free throws and 3 layups and lost by 1. So
Dalton Kincaid, San Diego.
Fuck the University of San Diego.
Eric Bakhtiari, San Diego. Dalton Kincaid, San Diego. Ross Dwelly, San Diego.
Dalton Kincaid?
Yeah.
No, before he transferred.
Yeah. Okay.
Wasn't Harbaugh coach there? Harbaugh was coach there.
Harbaugh what?
Harbaugh was the coach there.
At the time of when?
20 years ago, before he was at Stanford.
Okay.
So probably when Josh Johnson was there.
Okay, I'm going to guess Josh Johnson's birthday. April 7th, 91. Oh, my God.
Josh Johnson, NFL. How old is this guy? Okay, he's 1986. Damn.
He's older than you.
Okay, so San Diego 04 to 07. Jim Harbaugh was at San Diego 04 to 06. He was the quarterback when Jim Harbaugh was at San Diego the whole time.
Did Jim Harbaugh play with him?
So Harbaugh literally he got his bump from San Diego up to Stanford because Josh Johnson was that good in college. That's how old he is.
Yeah, May 15th, 86. All right. Tanner Hudson. I like Tanner Hudson a little bit, Brandon Clegg. In fact, all 3 tight ends are viable, I think, for the Bengals. Would I play more than one? I don't think any of them. I don't think 2 of them get a touchdown.
Oh, hold on. That's why Josh Johnson's on the Ravens is because it's Harbaugh's brother. Fuck. I just put that all together.
That's like you should have strings and connecting photos in the background. That's a great next bit, is to have that in your background.
Oh man!
And everyone has to identify what puzzle you're solving.
Real time.
What puzzle are you solving? Right. Does Josh Johnson have stomach issues?
I doubt it.
Okay. Tanner Hudson. Yeah. What do you guys think about the tight end thing with the Bengals? Would you play more than one, or you just don't rule it? You just
no rules, just right. Outback Steakhouse, sponsor of RPS.
Yes, no rules, just right. What's the gift at Outback Steakhouse right now?
There's a gift.
What's the giveaway we have?
Oh,
Josh D always putting us in line.
Yeah. Fuck you, Josh D in Syria.
Syrian Josh D, always just on the target. We've talked about the running backs. Justice Hill is the other one.
I don't like Justice Hill.
I have him at a 5 projection. Let him kill me. $5,200. That's a lot, considering what Mark Andrews is going to do. He might be the worst play on the board.
Yes, I have Justice Hill with 6 or 7, and I still am getting like none.
Right, because Mark Andrews is what for you? I have 16.5.
What points?
Let me see. Maybe I'm wrong here.
Mark Andrews, I have at 10, and that's still giving me 60%.
Well, I have 555 and 1. He gets the 1. There's no way Mark Andrews is not going to touchdown tonight.
No, Lamar hates throwing it to white people.
Mark Andrews isn't white.
Mark Andrews is diabetic. Speaking of stomach problems, I guess it's not really a stomach problem, but it can be.
Why are you aware of all the medical takes on the Baltimore Ravens side?
Why am I aware?
Yeah,
you have to know.
Okay. No, I appreciate
what if he has like a glycemic problem during the game?
I can see it. Henry the second best quarterback in the game.
Diabetic football players. Hold on. Mark Andrews and Jay Cutler. Nailed it.
Okay. Talk for a second.
Crohn's disease football players. David Garrard. Maybe Lamar Jackson, considering how much stomach problems he has.
All right.
What's going on? Talking about big football death. What happened? Who died?
I'm totally fine being there. My nose is just fucked up.
Who died, Binair? Kirk Herbstreit's dog just died. Rip to Ben Herbstreit, Kirk Herbstreit's dog. Now both of my co-hosts have left me at some point in the show today. It really makes me upset that you guys just get up and fucking walk out. It shows a sign of not being dedicated to the show. Rip Joe Rogan. Don't know why you said that, but all right, Devin Scott. Okay, so on the captain side, you don't like Derrick Henry either. I'm not big on Derrick Henry.
No, I'm totally with you at captain. I think it's Chase and Lamar and possibly Henry. I would include Henry on FanDuel more than I would include him on DraftKings. I haven't built yet, but like I could see Henry being captain. Like if Lamar's not running a lot, they get up a bunch and they just pound Henry.
Yeah, no, I think that Henry's going to be very stocky, and he's going
to be super shocky, I think, and
more expensive than Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I think Chase is a better play straight up, for the ownership.
For sure, Chase is a better play than Henry. I'm still thinking about sticking with just Lamar and Chase at captain. I'm not 100% behind it, but that's the way I'm leaning. Because you don't need the salary. Yeah. Kolar's down there.
100%. I mean, and there's just so many other cheap guys too that I think it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I
would just rather than playing anything cheaper, Flowers, Brown, Gesicki, obviously. I would rather just play more Kolar, Trent Irwin, Hudson, Jermaine Burton at flex in order to force in Lamar and Chase.
I agree with that. I think that's the right take.
Yeah. Do you have? Are you getting any of the defenses? They're a little cheap, but not like crazy cheap like the other day when we had the Jets.
they're like kind of the teams where I like want to force in, like just some, because like if you get a pick six or something, but I really think that defenses and kickers, I do like kickers more than defenses here, but I don't love them being optimal tonight with like the great amount of cheap plays that we have.
I have both kickers at 9. That's a lot. That's a lot.
I'm not getting much. Kickers. I'm only in the teens on the kickers.
Yeah, I'm getting too much probably because
they're more expensive than Mark Andrews. That's fucking stupid.
Yep, I agree with that. And Henry, yes, Mitch. Bengals cannot stop anything. They cannot stop the run. They can't.
I'm not in on Henry today with that price tag.
15% on both kickers. Double kicker, because that's a lot. 30 your lineups. Lamar captain.
Yeah, I prefer kicker to defense. I mean, there's really weird scenarios where like defenses can be optimal, but I think they have to get a pick six to be optimal, without a question.
In this game, they're not going to be optimal without the pick six.
Yeah, and even if they get the pick six, like they could still end up with like 8 and not be optimal.
Yeah, there was a game, I think it might have been the Jets game a few weeks ago or last week, where the defense was optimal just because they got a bunch of sacks. That's not happening here.
Yeah, I agree with that. Well, that was what, like 8 sacks. That's not happening in this game.
And even then, that might not be optimal.
I just think that like with these cheap plays, it really just knocks defense and kicker out. I mean, the Bengals are like 3,800. I don't want anything to do with that. Like, if anything, I'd play some more Ravens defense. I mean, they will be chalkier than the Bengals, but like I'll probably hard code in like, I don't know, 8% Ravens and like 5% Bengals or something. Just like because weird shit happens in single game NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think we pretty much went through the slate well. Does anyone have any questions?
Is Wiley serving any purpose here other than echo?
I'm not echoing.
Yeah, you are.
Fuck.
Yeah, let's go through some fucking questions.
Yeah.
Burton captain lineups are fun. No, they're not.
Okay, here. What is Henry ownership? It can't be that much. I mean, I
think it's going to be pretty high.
People love jamming in Henry. They love jamming in favorites. We have him projected at
close to
39% as the 4th highest owned player. Like he's definitely going to carry some ownership.
And it can't when you dock Burrow for how low Burrow's captain ownership will be, I think he's 3rd highest owned player.
I personally like. I'm not playing any cheap captains. We've talked about it, but like the guys I would play would be like, I think Andrews is going to be way over owned a captain personally, without likely. I think he's a great play, but I just think those teams are going to be too duped. And I would rather like get extra Chase and Lamar teams, to be honest. And even Henry teams.
I was looking at the defense in the game against the Ravens when they scored 41 of the Bengals. And Bengals actually did things on defense, but they had 1 point. I don't like the Bengals defense. Not even worth it. 5-1 Bengals onslaught. No. I wouldn't.
No 5-1s. This game is going to be turbo high scoring. We never tout 5-1s here.
No.
This is correct. Yes,
Lee, that is 100% correct. Like I'm not fading Zay Flowers. I'm not playing any captain. So.
I don't think he's the highest scoring stud.
We also only have him projected at 22%. So
we can go back over this. I had 37-24. Bryce had 34-24, and Wiley is an idiot and thinks the Bengals are going to win.
Yep, 30-27. Let's go, Mitch Snyder.
I actually think I might get over on Zay, just because if he's only 22%, like I could
22%. If it's 22, I'll be over.
Yeah. On what? Zay Flowers captain?
No, Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers utility.
I'll be over 22.
Yes. Like I haven't built yet, but I'm likely going to be like high 20s would be my guess on Zay.
I love these are my favorite builds. You have to have Lamar if you do it.
Yeah, I mean that's how we've won a lot of showdowns this year. Like you don't need to correlate your receivers.
You just have to have one of the quarterbacks.
Yes.
What do you have? Are you going to make a rule like that, or are you going to just bring Burrow down?
I'm not bringing Burrow down. I'm just not going to like force the correlation. Like if it happens, it happens.
What's your projection
for Burrow?
Yeah,
20.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
if he doesn't get 300 yards, it's a 20.
Burrow 20, Chase 20, Henry 20, Lamar Jackson 25.
Yeah, Jermaine Burton 28. We got it.
Charlie Kolar.
Charlie Kolar. Is Wiley serving any purpose here except echoing?
No.
It's now time for everyone's in America's favorite segment. Guys, are you ready? Let's ride the snake.
Then you shouldn't be afraid to ride the snake. Ride the snake.
Brought to you by the Salvation Army. $5 in this month. Take $10 out. Tell them JBC sent you, and I'll give you their address.
I'm more about the Shriners than I am Salvation Army, by the way.
Do you tell them that?
Yeah. I'm like, if you guys wore cool hats like the Shriners, I would give you more money.
And you kick their bell away out of their hand?
Yeah. Remember when Ezekiel Elliott jumped in the bell? That was good.
All right. Rules of Snake Draft. Snake Draft brought to you by Olive Garden. Have it your way. AutoZone, get in the zone or get the fuck out. And, yeah. Rules are, number 1, no dupes. We've never had a dupe all season. Let's keep that streak up. Number 2, no mocking. No mocking picks. That means laughter, eye contact, writing things down and sharing notes. Number three, there is no provisionals. We had a provisional on the hockey show on Tuesday. I was like, you can't have a provisional if someone doesn't play.
Yeah.
You ready for a snake draft? I'm going to flip a coin. It's a Canadian coin. Loon on the top, queen on the bottom. Bryce, you call.
Queen.
It's queen. You're first. We'll go counterclockwise. So you go first, and Mark will go second.
Lamar.
Chase. Jamar Chase.
Okay, I'm going to go Chase. And then I'm going to go...
Which Chase?
What's that?
Chase, Jamar Chase or Chase Brown?
Jamar Chase. And then I'm going to go... then I'm going to go Jackson. Michael.
Okay. I'm going Lamar and Jamar Chase.
You don't pick 2.
Do I? No, you're right.
Rules of snake draft. Don't talk about snake draft. Bryce.
I'll add the big dog, Henry.
Who's your third?
Lamar again.
Okay.
What do you mean? What do you mean again?
Yeah, there's no again. You've had 3 unique plays. You went Lamar, Henry, Lamar.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
I don't know why you would add the word again.
Why would you add the again?
Yeah. Mark?
I'm going with Jamar Chase.
Okay. My final pick has got to be Henry. All right, here are the picks. Wiley, Chase, Lamar, Henry. Bryce, Lamar, Henry, Lamar. Mark, Chase, Lamar, and Chase. No dupes. Mark, you did laugh for a bit there. Next time you will be kicked off camera. There you go. That's it. Did your soccer team win?
Pick 6.
My soccer team won. My soccer team won. Bryce's lost.
Pick six brought to you by DraftKings. DKNG.co/RPS. Use code RPS. Put $5 in. Get $50 from them in best.
Hold on.
Pick six plays.
Let me.
What's coming in the pick six?
Well, that's a prop. I'm gonna give him like a game bet.
Okay, let's do a game.
Game bet for hockey for all you out there is Philadelphia, Tampa Bay over 6 minus 110. Philadelphia was already on a backup goalie, and then somebody got hurt in practice, and that one's going over.
Lightning should smash, yeah. I take the Rangers minus the goal line against the Sabres. 21.5. Buffalo stinks. All right. That's right, Matt. That's right. We went through Matt's volleyball picks this weekend. Good job.
Pick six.
Pick six. Let's go. Bryce, you want to go first?
Yeah. Lamar passing over 237.5.
Lamar passing over 237.5. Okay. Rushing yards. Derrick Henry over 88.5.
I was going to go Derrick Henry under receiving.
Okay.
No, but you can't do the same player.
Yeah. Can't do two players.
I'm going with Joe Burrow under 9.5 rushing yards.
Ooh, that's a tight one. I looked at that.
I kind of like that.
Yep. Rush receiving touchdowns. Yeah. Receiving yards. I'm gonna say Mark Andrews over 42.5. Let's do an under. Mark.
We're going with Lafreniere over 2.5 shots on goal.
Bryce.
Gesicki under 52.5 receiving yards.
Like it. Mark, you got an under, or you want me to do the under?
What do you mean? My under was on
Lafreniere.
No, Burrow rushing.
I'm going
to
Chase Brown under a half a touchdown. He doesn't get a touchdown tonight. Big conviction. $10 plays 20x. It's now locked in. There's no average. You get 20x on 6 correct, 1.5x on 5 correct. Lock it in. No dupes.
Yeah, they changed the format, right?
Like within the last 3 days. I probably should have checked my email.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. DKNG.co/RPS. Anything else, guys?
I think that's it.
No.
Any other medical updates for players?
I'd have to go through it.
T. Higgins out.
Kirill Kaprizov had 4 of his teeth knocked out by a puck, but I think he's going to play.